So 40 in my right car. Bitches change, yeah, I like I ain't always. Getting money, nigga, that my...
What is up, guys? I'm back again with another video for y'all. Rogue Company, one of my favorite characters. 5, baby. I love this chick, yo. Damn near. Like, this character is so OP, chat. I can't even explain to y'all, but I'm gonna try to explain to y'all, you feel me? So let's go ahead and get into her bio to start off with. Infected by a deadly poison, Vi is a freedom fighter desperately searching for a cure. Yo, that right there, she's like Caustic's daughter from Apex. You feel me? So she's already OP. That already says, yo, she's labeled as a certified goon. You feel me? First ability is Vile Poison. This is one of my favorite parts about this character. It creates a cluster of poison pools that reduces enemy maximum health. So you throw a trap out pretty much. It's like this little small circular trap. As soon as it throws out, hits the ground, it blows up into 3 different traps with their own circle radius. And it covers quite a bit of space, if you ask me. It covers quite a bit. So with that being said, it's really good for holding the objective. It's really good for keeping enemies off of your teammates, even if you're not in that area. It's really good for watching the flank, and it's really good for pushing, believe it or not. You can actually play very aggressive with this character as long as you actually know what you're doing and you stay mindful of your corners. Now let's get into her passive. She's got Leeching Poison, which it's reducing the maximum health of enemies gradually, which increases your maximum health up to a cap of 25. This is super OP too, but right now at the moment it's a little messed up. I think when they made the game they tweaked it a little bit or something happened and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So they're going to buff it really soon on this next update coming out. Vi's going to be included on that update and she's going to be able to get, I believe, 2 ticks, up to 2 ticks of life per tick on the enemy for when they lose life. And that caps out at 25 is what they're saying. So that's going to be really OP. It's good now, but it's not as efficient as it should be without it being fixed. So the minute they patch that, it's going to be super OP. This character you're going to see being used a bunch, guys. A whole bunch if you haven't seen her already. Let's go ahead and get into our guns. She's got the Nightshade and the S12 Tactical. Now the S12 Tactical, I've used it, but to be honest, guys, it's not that great. You don't want to be Vi running around with a shotgun. It's not going to get you anywhere. But that Nightshade, though. That gun is a laser, chat. I love everything about that gun. It has barely any recoil. It's got a really, really good mag with it so you can keep shooting. I'm talking like 40 to 50 rounds somewhere in there. And it's got great attachments. The upgrades on it are good as well. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get into this combat loadout, matter of fact. So looking at the Nightshade, the first tier it gets is its increased magazine size. It increases it from 25 to 35, so it's right in the 40s range that I was talking about. It's got really good handling, really good range. Fire rate is like SMG-like, but it's an assault rifle, and the body damage on it is good as well. The second tier is increases hipfire accuracy and reduces reticle bloom, which isn't too bad. That reticle bloom is huge. That's going to increase your handling a lot to where you can just sit down and laser guys down the sights. That's perfect. Tier 3 is increases damage range. This is huge too, so as you're shooting from a further distance, you're keeping that damage as if that guy was right in front of you. That's really huge, especially for this gun that has a higher fire rate. That works really well put together. We got the Executioner for her pistol. The Executioner is a well-rounded semi-automatic pistol. It's kind of like the 50 cal, you know, Desert Eagle of Rogue. The first tier, it increases magazine size from 12 to 16, guys. That's a huge jump for a pistol, so definitely worth copying. Second tier is increases hipfire accuracy and reduces recoil. Also another good tier. I would definitely recommend this as a secondary weapon if you're running with the Nightshade. Now her katana, remember in the last video, guys, we did talk about throw rates and swing rates. And the swing rate for the katana is actually the same as the tomahawk, which is 2.22. I believe the bat is the only one that has a difference, or maybe not the only one, but it's the fastest for sure. Definitely faster than 2.22. The throw damage is at 100, body damage at 40. That should be a one-hit kill for throw. Body damage, that should be like a one hit, or like you hit him and he's like one shot after that, or maybe a few shots if you fill him up with a clip. Next, we got her tear gas grenade. That upgrades to tier 2 for the gas duration. Now, this second perk you're really gonna like. It increases it to a count of 2 for the gas. And believe it or not, and a lot of people don't use them, chat, the gas in this game is fire. Like, it actually distorts their screen, messes up their aim, slows them down. It does multiple different things. So the gas in this game is actually worth, the tear gas in this game is actually worth taking a look at. Now, her throwable is an incendiary grenade. You got to be a little careful with this. It's a great grenade to have, great grenade to go with, but if you run into a team where you're fighting a bunch of pushers and they got a scorch, you're not going to want to just be throwing this thing out everywhere, because if you waste it on a scorch, it doesn't really hurt her at all, and it's going to be a waste. Now, the reason I say it's a waste is because with the other characters, most of the other characters, you get one of those normal grenades that you can kind of, you know, spin up and cook up, hold for a minute, and then toss, and it'll blow up right in the guy's face as you throw it. So it's kind of like, with the incendiary, you can't do that. You got to place it right in the right moment, and even then, when you hit them, they're just going to roll out of it. Really, it's just so you can get them to take some kind of extra damage. Sometimes you can throw it out to get that knock as well if they're one shot and they're trying to run away from you. And sometimes you can get it and just throw it out just to keep them out of your area for a little bit if you're not already using your Vi traps. It works really well with the Vi traps as well. If you throw a trap to your left to cover your flank, and then you throw an incendiary on your right, on the right flank, on the right lane, and then you're watching middle, bro, that's pretty OP. You got it pretty locked down. They can't run down the right. They know you're sitting in the middle, and they're not going to walk through your trap. And if they do, on either of those sides, you better tear them up, because that's exactly what needs to happen. So let's go ahead and get into the perks next. Or actually, before I do, the tiers for the grenade is increased radius, increased fire duration for the incendiary. So it's definitely worth it. Now, perks for Vi, guys. The perks for her are pretty OP, but you need to go with the right ones. One of the first ones is after being damaged, increase your movement speed for a short duration, that evade perk. That's huge for Vi. So that way, if you're throwing out a trap, if you get shot while you're kind of throwing that out, you can quickly get back behind cover. Gives you a little speed boost. It's perfect. So that's huge. Become immune to being revealed by enemies. This is another one, cloaked. I would say you definitely need this one, just because if you're a Vi and you're running around the map, you don't want them to see you on the map throwing out traps and all that kind of stuff if they got a talent in Dallas, because then they won't run to that side at all. But if you kind of just have this cloaked on and you're moving around, you throw a trap on the flank, and then you go all the way around the map to the objective, they're not going to know that trap is still there. And if they do know it, not all of them know. So it's a really good thing to use so you can kind of get your traps out and keep moving around the map without having to worry about too many bullets coming your way. So, next perk is Tenacity. This one is humongous, chat. It's a $4,000 perk. I recommend getting this perk probably as the first or second perk, right behind Evade. Reason being is because you're Vi, sometimes you're going to find yourself playing off of one position. You're going to be stuck in a spot, but you're going to have traps up everywhere. No one's going to be able to push you. You're going to be getting downs, getting knocks, and you're going to be doing really well. But the only issue with that is if like a Dima or anyone with a grenade, anyone with just explosives, those explosives can obviously push you out of that area. But if you have this take reduced damage from explosives perks on, the Tenacity, it helps tremendously. You can survive a Dima ult while you got your traps going and you're still shooting people and you're not moving from area to area. So this perk is really OP. I definitely advise it. Next, we got Helping Hand, revive teammates faster. Another huge perk. This one's like 6,500 though. Really good perk to have, just because when you're Vi and you're in your position, you're in that situation, if a teammate goes down near you, not only can they not push you with your traps up, and if they do, they'll get shot up, but you can res your teammate way quicker with this perk right here, and then throw another trap out right off the rip before this guy even comes around the corner. And then you got 2 people shooting instead of 1, and you got traps out. So this revive teammates faster works perfectly for Vi, guys. Try it out. 6 Sense. Get notified when an enemy within 25 meters is looking in your direction or at you. This one's a good one. I would say, though, to be honest, it's a $10,000 perk, so I wouldn't go get it off the rip, but if you got the money for it, I would definitely cop it. It helps out while you're in that sticky situation and you're stuck, you got traps out, and someone's peeking you from a far down corner that you can't even see, but this perk will pop up the minute they aim at you. So it's a good perk to have, but my favorite would be Replenish, guys. Replenish is huge. When you're stuck in a little bunkered position and you're knocking people guy after guy after guy, and you're throwing out your ult, you're getting your traps out, you're not going to want to sit there and keep pressing X and keep reloading. You're going to want to be able to down somebody and have an automatic reload happen the minute you get that down. That's why replenish is so freaking huge, guys. I hugely recommend it. Definitely get into it, and it's going to be lit. It'll get you to where you need to be. It'll keep you consistent to where you can keep charring people up and not have to worry about getting back behind cover and pressing X and trying to get that extra knock without losing that extra life. So it's definitely a perk I would recommend. Replenish is the one. And there we go, guys. That's Vi. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay here so I can show you the proof in the pudding, and I'm going to show you how I really get down, because I think this might be my favorite character, guys. Pretty sure it is. Once I go through all the rest of the characters, we'll know for sure. Enjoy, guys. I'll see you next time. It's your boy Misfit. Make sure you smack that like button, smack that sub button. Let's go.
I turned around. Incendiary on that. Incendiary on that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just politics, man.
Deploying lethal.
Yeah. See, I'm coming at the game like politics, cause when you say something, man, they try flopping it. That be so old news like a floppy disk. They wanna try and diss cause they can't get with this, but that's okay, I got the mind of a misfit. So I stay grooved in the cut like stitches, smoking on this red and green weed like Christmas. Niggas see me now, but motherfucker, I been lit. Deja vu all over, I been riding with the team that I got, cause they been lit. Squad looking like I know that's right. And fuck anybody else ain't in about this life. I run my campaign, ain't nothing free. I just love the music, fuck the luxuries. It's fuck you, don't fuck with me. I'ma still hit heavy like double D's. Tell them all don't take a seat. I'ma shock the world, man, just wait and see. I did this on my own, nobody paid for me. Just look at the evidence and I'm sure you'll see. Misfits with the shits, don't fuck with me. Here to take what's mine, ain't nothing free. What you find in this game ain't up for keeps. So keep your mouth shut, nigga, don't be trying to leave. Call it the fakes, but they want me to lose. Waiting on the day I ain't got the jewels. Stop lying to yourself, it's deep in my rules. Just listen to me and I'll show you the truth. I gather the evidence, show you the proof. I need me a dub, I got too much to lose. So give me this shit, man, just pay me my dues. Just pay me my dues. Fuck all of these fakes, but they want me to lose. Waiting on the day I ain't got the jewels. Stop lying to yourself, it's deep in my rules. Just listen to me and I'll show you the truth.